Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I am the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates quite a bit differently. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us today so we can go over a little bit about what makes us special and different. And we will go through a little bit of the details of the overview. And then we'll have Kyle Hershey, our COO, go over a little bit of a demo on the back end and actually show a little sneak peek on how the software works. And then we'll close it off with Jose Gonzalez, our sales manager with 27 years of experience, to kind of put it all together for everybody of how we operate differently, but put the loans together and get the deals done. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And we're going to go through the page. Most of you have probably joined us on this call here from this page. So hopefully you've gone through it. I will go ahead and explain a little bit more about what we mean, because we are definitely a little bit different. So our main thing is, obviously, we're all about leads and we're all about software. We are a little bit different because myself and Kyle, we come from a marketing and technology background for the last 19, almost 20 years here. We've been operating our own companies based on online systems and online lead generation, and basically come from a different type of background than the most traditional people such as Jose. So we came about the business here and went about it a little bit differently. And we are really focused on leads and software in order to build on your guys' business. So what do we mean by that? Well, we have a model that we feel is the best model here for what we do, which is non-delegated correspondent. And what we do is provide the tools and technology to scale your guys' business. So obviously, all of you know how to operate your own businesses. Most of you are probably coming from the broker world or the retail world and are trying to figure out a way to improve your business, as obviously business has gone down for a lot of people. And really the only way to do that, the only name of the game is leads. So that's what we're all about, is providing you guys that platform to do the business you already have, but build upon that with new leads. So whether that's company leads or self-generated leads, we believe that every loan officer needs leads to succeed. You need new business, right? A strategy in order to constantly grow your business. So we don't want to take away any business from you guys. We only want to grow it for you. So we're going to empower you to fill your pipeline with company leads, but also use our lead generating CRM to create your own leads. Now, how do we do that? Again, we are non-delegated correspondent, and that's because we've tried all the different business models. So as a non-delegated correspondent, we have over 130 approved lenders and investors that we can work with. So we've built this team and this lead-based model in all the different types of models: FDIC bank, wholesale broker shop, non-delegated correspondent, and delegated correspondent. And we found that non-delegated correspondent is the best because we can do everything. We can be a broker and we can also be a correspondent and use our own funds in our own name and fund our own loans. So whatever's the best deal for the borrower is always going to be what's important for us. So we're always going to have, excuse me, the best rates and pricing, because correspondent always beats broker pricing for the same rates and programs, even for the exact same lenders and investors. So if we're funding loans with our own money, we're always going to get a little bit better incentive and obviously have more control over that. Now, that's going to be for our 5,000 loan programs with our 32 correspondent investors. But if there's a reason where a wholesale lender, a partner that we don't fund our own loans with, has a better program or a better price or a better option for our borrower, we still want to be able to do that. Typically, it means a specialty loan that falls outside of the box, but whatever it might be, we want to make sure that we have over 105 wholesale lenders for those specialty loans where we might not actually have the best rates and terms. So if it's not us, no problem. We are going to partner with whoever that is. So what's important to us is that we have the outlet for every lead that comes in, and we take the borrower's interests in mind first at all times. We also want to make sure, because we have requests coming from all kinds of different lead campaigns, that we have every loan program imaginable. So we have everything from the government programs, agency programs, VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, to where we start getting a little bit more crazy, right? The CDFI government programs, to the totally non-QM programs, to the commercial programs, to the DSCR, mixed use, SBA, all kinds of different programs. If it's out there, we want to make sure we have it. Now, how do we put this all together and make it work for you guys and add to your business? We do that with our software, right? So we have our fully integrated software Basically means is our website is integrated with our POS, our CRM, our LOS. It's all single login with all the services integrated. Everything start to finish is for us, by us. We've written every line of code for what you're about to see. So not many companies out there have their own platforms and really integrate everything into one different spot. Many other companies rely on other vendors. So we have our complete cloud-based website and software. It's all kind of the same thing, which is built for us, by us. And really what that means for you, one login for you, one login for your customer. Not a million different logins if you're coming from the broker world where every lender has logins and every vendor has logins and every AMC has logins. And you have, 200-300 logins just to do loans. We have one login, very big difference. So for our customers, they can instantly flow from a prospect, basic name, email, phone on the website, any of our different forms on our website, to pulling their own live rates instantly, to completing their 1003 instantly, to pulling their own credit, pulling their own liabilities in instantly through our credit integrations. And that all pops up into Encompass for you, ready to go. So how do we make that happen? It's all via APIs. So while we have all our own software, we still integrate with all the great partners that we work with here in the mortgage world. So we have over 50 API integrations with Encompass. Obviously, is what we use for loans. You guys don't have to log into Encompass like you might be used to. We have our own version of it through the CRM. Optimal Blue, you don't have to log into Optimal Blue. It's just a click away in the CRM. Don't have to log into CIC Credit. You can just click a button and pull credit. Same thing with Meridian Link integrated with the credit, account check, VOE, VOI, VOA, Appraisal Works, 5 AMCs with one click, no logins for any of them. You don't have to ever log in anywhere. We have our Google AI that powers everything for our automatic calculations, for our tax return calculations. Everything that you see here, all the great services that are out there, we integrate it all where you don't have to log in anywhere. It's all just a click of a button away. And the best of all, we have our full-time developer staff for us that is going to implement new features at our request. So you guys can also request new features if it's going to help the entire team grow their business. Obviously, that's what we want to add to the software and the features here. And at all the different models that we've built this, we are very passionate about learning, but also remote based. So we have kind of a different strategy, very much so about trainings, but we go about it a different way. We're obviously a remote based company. Everything we do is remote, but it's also face to face like we are right now, right? So very different kind of approach. So anytime you want to expand your skills, you can log into our remote training center. It's like a little classroom, right? You can take those courses anytime, add different things, take different courses, upgrade, downgrade, do whatever you need to do. We also have our live in-house MLO trainings 5 days per week. So obviously these are part of your intro trainings to get started, but you can obviously retake them as needed. 5 days a week, we have those private webinars going on, which are in-house trainings. Then we have public events that you can attend, which are our Mortgage Rates podcast, which we do 5 days a week, every morning, not only educate our team, but also the public on the different programs and products that we offer here at the Mortgage Calculator. Then we also have our public podcast for our loan officer training series 2 days per week, where we have, again, education type of webinars for loan officers out there, whether they're on our team already or maybe just trying to learn about a new product. Then we also have our live Zoom support. So again, face-to-face, but via Zoom, right? We're all remote, so we can all instantly get help, but we do it via Zoom. So our team that is in our Zoom room support, our processors can click the button or do whatever they need to do to show you how to get unstuck if you're stuck on a file. And we top it all off with our Knowledge Center, where we have thousands of articles and videos from not only ourselves, but also our partners. So, with 100+ partners, all of them have different webinars, videos, tips, tricks, matrices, guidelines, all kinds of different resources for us to use. That's all in our Knowledge Center that's private to us, where we have thousands of articles. We're just type in anything and you can pull up a guide for anything you'd like to do. Now, there's a few more bullet points here that don't necessarily fit in a category, but definitely are good to know. Myself, I'm very passionate about our investors. So we love to work with our investors and do our DSCR business purpose loans in over 44 states. So those of you who may not be licensed in 44 states, not many people are, don't worry, you can still do loans in 44 states if they're business purpose loans. So you can expand your footprint without necessarily having to get more licenses. We make it very simple here for leads, unlimited daily leads at a 50-50 split, no matter where they come from. Kyle's going to show you all kinds of stuff on the back end of leads coming in, wherever they come from. If they come from us, if we got them for you, it's a simple 50-50 split. So we try to make it very simple and straightforward for you guys. And if there's ever a reason you can't do a deal, maybe you're not licensed, maybe it's your spouse, maybe your conflict of interest, maybe you're the realtor on the deal and you can't do both sides, you can refer a deal to a senior loan officer who may be more experienced or maybe have that state license that you don't, for 75 basis points. So we all work together as a team and it's just a click away. Anytime you need help, boom, click that button and it instantly goes out to your teammates. We're also all about leads, not only the leads that we give you, but setting up your own lead campaign. So if you don't have any leads, no problem. We'll show you guys how to get your own leads. And if you do have your own leads, we have our webhook where we can import them from anywhere. That's a legitimate source out there. We can grab them, put them in the CRM instantly. They can do all the cool stuff that Kyle's about to show you. And to top it all off, again, Kyle and myself come from more of a marketing background. We are all about being straightforward, more of an online type of setup, right? What you see is what you get. There are no hidden fees, no monthly fees. Exactly what you see is exactly what we get here. So let's get into the compensation. If you guys ever drop off, we'll put a replay video here. So that's where that video lives. But let's get into the compensation plans here, which is why most people are here today. So these are our comp plans, definitely probably different than most companies out there. So hopefully you pay attention here and find the program that fits best for you. This should allow each of you on the call today to have a place to fit. So let's just explain what we mean by the different categories here. So obviously the goal is to get everybody to a senior loan officer, making the top commission. That's what we want. That's what you want. That's what everybody wants. So up to 250 basis points. Obviously that's with bonuses. If you look here, our base compensation is 200 basis points on all our conventional and non-QM. That's 2% for everybody that might not know the basis points. And if we do a company lead, if you take a company lead, no matter where it comes from, if the company generated that lead for you, it's 100 basis points or 1% commission for those conventional non-QM, all the loans we're used to. So very simple 50-50 split. And all of our senior loan officers are obviously going to get all the best features here. First thing is they're going to receive the referral leads from their team. So anytime our teammates are out there, they get stuck, they don't have the license, or it's a loan they can't do for a conflict of interest, they click that refer button. That referral goes to a senior loan officer. It's not a lead. It's someone that your partners are working with, and they're going to work with you to close it. So our senior loan officers get those best leads there because they're the ones that are there to do it. They'll also have access to all of our leads at a 50-50 split. So there's no restrictions at all. Once you become a senior loan officer, you'll be able to take any of those leads on. And how do you get to the 250 bips? We have bonuses. So 25 basis point monthly bonus for any volume over $2 million. For those of you out there rocking and rolling, that's great. Again, we don't want to take away from your business. So this will allow you to hopefully add to your business by adding our software and our leads to your business mix. And of course, if you're really kicking butt out there, no problem, an extra 50 basis points there for 5 million plus volume. So some amazing options for those of you out there producing some serious volume. And for those of you wanting more to help and teach and learn, we also have options to upgrade for that. So team leaders can earn an extra 15 basis points, helping their team structure their files, disclose their files, and get them through their first few loans. And our branch managers also can take on that responsibility to do everything for their teammates and also disclose their files and all that great stuff, structure them, all the stuff that team leaders do, and take it a step further. So all of those options are available for our senior loan officers. How do you get to a senior loan officer? You're going to, it's probably hard to see here on the screen share, 6 loans closed to upgrade to senior MLO. So because we're very different, not many lenders out there allow you to wear a broker hat one day and a correspondent hat the next day. It's a very different system that we have here. So we want to make sure you guys close 6 loans. Hopefully you do a couple broker, hopefully you do a couple correspondent, and you learn the system. So how do you do those first 6 loans? You're going to make 150 basis points when you first join as a loan officer on your first 6 loans. So that's 150 basis points on conventional non-QM, and that's 1.5% for those of you not familiar. If you take a company lead, no problem. You'll have access to all the leads to practice on those first 6 loans, 75 basis points. If you take a company lead for one of those, that's 0.75% commission. Now we're going to team you up with a branch manager, obviously Jose as your sales manager, and a team leader who can help you structure your loans. So for those first 6 deals, while you're learning the system, while you're learning how to wear 2 different hats, you're going to have your teammates there to help you with those deals. You're still going to have access to all of our leads at a 50-50 split. You're still going to have access to all of our click to claim leads, which are the good ones that Kyle's about to show you here in a minute. And you still have access to refer deals to senior LOs. So if there's any reason you can't do it, you don't have a license, no problem. You can still refer that and earn on it as well while you're doing your first 6 deals. And we are licensed in 24 states for primary and second homes. And as I mentioned before, we can do 44 states total. So we can originate in 20 additional states for our business purpose loans without having to be licensed. So great opportunity to expand your footprint without having to get new licenses. And of course, we're paid via W-2 when we're loan officers and senior loan officers. How do you stay a loan officer? You need to be full-time. You need to be making 1 loan per month minimum, right? Obviously, you have to live. We want to make sure you guys are full-time in it. We're assigning you team members and resources. So we want to make sure you're full-time and serious about this. If you are, the loan officer plan is for you. If for any reason you're not, maybe you're just getting into it. Maybe you have another job still and you're doing this part-time until you get your legs under you. Maybe you're a realtor, more of a full-time, and this is to supplement that. No problem. The plan for you is the junior loan officer plan. So this is still for licensed loan officers. You're still going to make great commission. 75 basis points is more commission than most call center type places pay anyway. So great commission to earn while you learn. And you're going to make 75 basis points. That's 0.75% for referring deals to senior loan officers and helping them work with your clients and learning the systems, the programs, and how to be a loan officer. So you'll still have access to all our systems. You're still licensed. You can still talk to people, right? You can still call people. You'll still have access to the website, be able to generate your own leads and all that kind of great stuff. Still have access to our auto dialer system to call leads. And there's no minimum production requirements. And you have the option also to be paid via 1099 because you're not actually doing the loan yourself. You're a part-time junior loan officer who's going to be helping submit your clients to our senior loan officers. So no minimum production requirements. These are for anybody who's part-time, not quite ready to jump in both feet. As soon as you're ready to jump in there, if you're already full-time, no problem. Or if you're ready to jump in, the loan officer plan is right for you. If you're not full-time for any reason, the junior loan officer plan would be the one for you. But now let's go ahead and check out a little bit more about the bullet points here and how the leads work behind the scenes. So why don't you go ahead and pull that up, Kyle, if you're ready.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm going to do here today is just go through a little quick demo. Now, of course, when you come on board, we will do a full training on this and everything. But just quickly to point out here, our CRM, just like any other CRM where you can, take your notes and send your emails and texts and they all pile up down here in chronological order. You can set reminders for yourself. You can put people on action plans, automated drip campaigns that are going to automatically text them and email them on your behalf, all that kind of good stuff that any other CRM does. But what really starts to set us apart is our quoting system. So within 2 minutes, without pulling credit or anything, just asking a couple questions to your borrower, you can send them out a quote. So you can fill in a couple things here, click one button to pull up all of the rates from all of our different investors for that scenario, and you can select which rates you want to show your client. And within 2 minutes, you can send them a text and an email automatically with a nice, pretty quote that looks like this with their different rate choices. They can scroll over these things and see what they mean. It pulls in the Google map automatically of the property. It pulls in the Zestimate automatically, the proposed loan info, does the monthly breakdown of taxes and insurance and HOA fees, gives them the estimated lender fees, and of course, has you here as the loan originator. And it has the realtor here if you want to attach a realtor. So your realtor partners absolutely love this because they know when they send you a client, not only can you quote them within a few minutes with a nice, pretty quote like this, but you can attach the realtor to it as well. And you're saying, hey, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. Your realtors love it because you're keeping them in front of their client's face and keeping the realtor updated on what's going on. Now, the coolest part about this is that the client can click Start My Loan Application and they are taken right into their borrower portal. So let me show you what that looks like here, where they can then start their application. They can fill out their 1003 right here in the system. They don't have to leave the page. And we're going to ask for the basic documents for them to upload that we're going to need for that loan. They can also see their loan info, the milestones, which of where their loan is at, which is automatically going to update while you're going through the loan process. And they can contact you through here as well. So notice their borrower portal allows them to start the entire loan, right? Now, let me show you what it looks like on your end of things. So on your end of things, you can now also help them fill out their 1003 here. You can also help them upload the documents as well. But most importantly, you can request documents. So you can say, hey, I'm going to need 12 months bank statements. Now it's going to be asking them for 12 months bank statements, right? You can also request a whole different packet. You can say, you know what, this was going to be a conventional loan, but they actually qualify for VA. Now, I don't know what documents I need for a VA self-employed loan, but the system does. So I can click one button here and say, let's replace those documents. Now it's just asking what we need for a self-employed VA loan, right? Now, you can also request signatures. You can say, you know what, I'm going to need this signature here from them. And it's going to prompt them to sign that when they log into their borrower portal. And of course, they don't need to leave the page. The e-sign is built in, so they don't have to ever leave the page or go to any other website. Now, you can also request custom documents, of course. Any other documents you may need, you can request those as well. Now, we also have our processor assist here, where you can order VOE, VOA, VOMs, you can lock your loans, file your COCs with the click of a button, cancel loans, request insurance, request title, all that kind of stuff here with the click of a button. Now, once your client has uploaded their 1003, excuse me, not uploaded, filled out their 1003, when they click submit, they agree to pull credit, and we pull credit right away. We pay for that. Your client doesn't have to pay for it up front. You don't have to pay for it, right? So we pull credit. That way, when you click the Encompass API here, it's going to pull up Encompass. But again, you don't need to log into Encompass. It's all here in our system. The 1003 info is already going to be filled in. The credit is already going to be pulled, and it's going to be pulled into this Encompass, right? And, you know, notice how snappy it is, right? It's not like the server side Encompass, right? This is on our end through the API. So you don't actually need to log into Encompass. You can come here and originate the whole loan. And again, credit's already pulled and in here. 1003 is already in here. Everything is ready to go. Now, you can also, once the underwriters start giving you conditions, if we scroll down here, you'll notice we have the underwriting conditions right here on this same screen, where they're going to ask for the conditions. You can then upload the condition or mark it as fulfilled or dispute the condition and send it back to the underwriter as disputed. So you see here, everything can happen in this one system with one login for you and one login for your client, taking them from being just a lead to communicating with them, to quoting them, to gathering documents, getting the 1003, pulling the credit, actually originating the loan, getting assistance from the processing team, and uploading conditions that you're going to get from the underwriters. The entire loan from start to finish is done right here in this one system. And a lot of it is automated, where you don't even have to do anything, right? So now I want to talk about where these leads come from in the first place. So there's a few different ways that you're going to be receiving leads. Now, as Nick said earlier, our click to claim leads, right? These leads are coming in mostly from our Facebook campaigns, where somebody clicks on an ad for a different program. They double opt in to be contacted, and you get a text immediately to contact that client. So you're going to be getting text messages all day from our system, where you can click those leads and then give them a call right away. So those are our hot, fresh leads coming in from our different Facebook campaigns. Now, another way that we provide you leads here through our system is our auto dialer. So we have an auto dialer, just like any other auto dialer. You can call 300, 400, 500 people in a day. You can press one button to drop them an automated text and email from you automatically and move right on to the next person. So you can call hundreds of people in a day, dropping them automated emails and texts with the click of a button. Now, we provide you leads loaded up in the auto dialer. We have everything from fix and flip leads to purchase leads to bank statement leads. We have cold call lists in here. We have all kinds of different lists in here. So there's always thousands of people in the dialer that you can call when you want to drum up some business. So that's another way that we provide you with leads here in our system. Now, another way that you can work leads in our system is you can purchase your own leads. So what we can do is we can manage your campaign for you. What I mean by that is those same ads that we run where we're giving you those leads for no upfront cost on a 50-50 split, we can copy those same campaigns, put your budget on that campaign, and route those leads directly to you without having a lead split, right? So you can take the leads that we're giving you on a lead split, or we can manage your own campaign, those exact type of leads coming directly to you, and they do not have a lead split on them when you close them. Now, a great example of this is one of our loan officers, Nicole. She closed her first loan ever as a loan officer with us. It was a $1,060,000 loan, right? It's from one of the leads from our campaigns, but it's one of the ones she paid for. So her first commission ever as a loan officer was $16,000, right? Now, she saved $8,000 because she had invested in purchasing the lead, right? So that 50-50 split, she saved $8,000 because she spent a couple bucks filling her own pipeline with some of her own leads. So we'll give you leads all day on a split, but it's also important to be investing in yourself as well. Those same type of leads that we know close, you can get those as well. Now, another way to work leads in our system is to import them. So you have your custom webhook here, and we give you the instructions to import leads through Zapier from wherever else you may get leads. So if you're already buying leads from Zillow or LendingTree or Free Rate Update or something like that, you can use your webhook here to bring them into our system instantly and automatically, so you can call them and quote them and gather the documents, all of that kind of stuff, just like any other lead. So when that lead comes in from LendingTree, it automatically injects into our CRM in real time. Our CRM notifies you so that you can contact them immediately and go through the system and do everything through the system, right? So whether it's one of the leads that we're giving you on a split, or whether one of the leads you purchased from a campaign that we manage, or one of the leads that you get from any other legitimate lead source and bring them in through here, our system, we have every way possible to work leads here through our system. Now, with that being said, I want to talk about the type of leads we get here and why. And so I'm going to turn it over to Nick to talk about the type of leads we get, because Nick is kind of in charge of leads here. He's been doing digital marketing for almost 20 years. And he has a certification from Facebook as a media planning professional, a certification from Facebook as a digital marketing associate, a certification from Google as a Google Ad Search specialist. And he's just very experienced in generating online leads. So I'm going to let Nick talk about the type of leads we get and why. Then we'll turn it over to Jose to talk about kind of how all this comes together to actually close loans. And then we're going to open it up to questions. So go ahead, Nick.
Sure. So whenever we do leads for anyone, we want to make sure we do something unique. So for the last 4+ years, we've definitely done the opposite of what every company on earth has done, which is try to steal money from you guys and basically find conventional refis and take all the commission from you guys. So we've done the exact opposite here. Instead of racing to the bottom and taking commission from loan officers, we want to make sure we advertise to the exact opposite, the customers who are being neglected by the big retailers who are spending billions of dollars advertising only for conventional refis. So we're advertising to the neglected customers, the customers that are self-employed, that are underserved, that are investors, companies in the type of people that are in the new economy, with gig economy type of stuff. So we want to make sure we advertise to the exact opposite, and we serve them with the products and services that will obviously benefit them. So we're always going to advertise typically the non-QM programs, the programs that have value for customers, instead of the loans that anybody can do and where they're just reducing your guys' commission. So we want to make sure that we advertise to the customers that need us. We provide the products and services that they need. Obviously, if they need a bank statement loan and they got denied from a big box retailer, they obviously think they need a bank statement loan. And then once they come in, we're going to obviously have that available, but we're going to analyze their income. So we're still going to teach you guys how to analyze their income. If they qualify for VA, FHA, USDA, whatever it is, if it's better, no problem. We'll teach you guys how to analyze their income properly. Maybe the retailer, big box retailer, just didn't know how to do the income analysis. And if they do need a bank statement loan, no problem. We have those products for them. And as we mentioned before, we have them correspondent where we're going to have the best rates and pricing for the customers. And we're going to provide a valuable service for these customers. So the customers are happy and we're not having to obviously race against what was a dead business model. So unfortunately, many people that have joined this call in the past, maybe some of you out there right now, have come from a situation where there were billions of dollars being spent on an unsustainable business model, which is to just do as many conventional refis as you can and reduce the margins of the loan officers as much as you can, right? So this is a sustainable business model to provide a valuable service to our customers to actually solve problems as they may be outside of the box and have satisfied customers with satisfied solutions here, which is what we have with all of our programs. So we have over 5,000 non-QM programs. Then we have all the crazy stuff, the fix and flip to all the hard money, commercial, SBA, you name it, whatever it is that's out there, whatever our customer needs, we're going to make sure we have it. So we take a little bit different approach to how we do the leads, and it ends up to be a long-term successful plan for you guys to build new business rather than just try to reduce your margin, see who's going to do it for the least amount for conventional refis, which obviously dried up a couple years ago, right? And everybody's trying to find a business model, but ours has been a long-term sustainable business model to add sustainable business to your guys' pipeline. So a little bit different model there, but definitely the type of approach that we want to take for ourselves and any other clients out there that we're trying to help take a step above the rest. So does that help for you there, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. So now I want to turn it over to Jose to talk about kind of how this all comes together to actually close loans and the type of support we have here. So Jose has 27 years of experience as a loan officer and a realtor and knows both sides of the transactions well. And, heads up a lot of the support here when it comes to loans. So I want him to talk about how you can bring the technology and the leads together to actually close loans. So go ahead, Jose.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So definitely, you've heard about our amazing technology and our Great Leads program, right? So it's just a matter of time that you're going to be landing those deals. And we definitely do not want you spinning your wheels, right? So you heard of Kyle's example. And this is not a one only example. This is just one that comes to mind because of the extreme loan type and high dollar amount, where we get one of our newer MLOs landing a deal like that. This was a profit and loss loan with a transferred appraisal. So that was part of the deal, right? We had to agree to try to make it work with the transferred appraisal, which was at a very favorable amount. Customer wanted to save the money. So we met with the MLO, and first thing we had to do was do a nice thorough analysis of the deal and find the right path forward, because it was obviously not going to work full doc how they originally, meaning the other lender that was denied, not the mortgage calculator. So in this case, Nicole met with me as I was her team leader. And we reviewed it, realized that it was not good for full doc, not good for bank statement, but it was definitely perfect for P&L. And that's the route that we chose. She ended up having to meet with me a few more times because it was a difficult file, but we were able to get it done with a transferred appraisal, no less, that even needed a correction to it. So she was very diligent in following up on that. And we were able to close it in 21 days. So that was possible because of the support she received from team leaders, the support she received from our Zoom room, where we do have our in-house underwriters and compliance manager do manage the Zoom room. So if you need quick assistance, don't want to wait for your team leader's schedule to open up, my schedule, Nick's schedule, whoever else's schedule, you would need to wait for a meeting, an actual Zoom meeting. You could go into our Zoom room and they could usually assist. We do have experienced processors in there. So we have all of the different management and team leadership support to get your loan applications. Whenever loan application does get accepted or a quote is requested, you do get email alerts, as does your team leader and management, so that we're all in there immediately emailing you, hey, do you need assistance with this? Letting you know you got some business in the pipeline and everybody's ready, willing, and able to assist you get traction on that deal. Once you do get that deal on the way, you're going to meet with us to disclose it. If it's a non-delegated correspondent file where we're the lender, that is the quickest way to get your file disclosed. Make sure that we're the lender on that file. But for those few instances where we may not have a non-delegated program available, or if it's, for example, a commercial deal, which are going to be brokered, or fixed flip, which are going to be brokered, or FHA, which are going to be brokered, you would just need to meet with your team leader, make sure your file is complete, they approve your disclosure, and then you go to the lender's portal to get that file disclosed. And as soon as your in-house file, but where the lender is disclosed, it immediately gets assigned. Once everybody signs, it gets assigned to our intake processor, who completes many tasks for you upfront on the file, including registering that file in your portal of choice, wherever you're going to submit that file, and submit and uploading your documents, and basically hitting the submit button and submitting it to underwriting already up front, right? And as soon as that those conditions come back, we do have our internal processors which do assist with the file. They are also assigned on the file as soon as it clears intake. They will be reviewing the file for you, giving you some preliminary conditions that you should start working on, so that when that initial conditional loan approval does come back from the investor portal, you're going to be one step ahead of the game. Your internal processors will review those conditions with you. If you have any doubts on those conditions, you can book a meeting with your team leader or with management for assistance and clarification to make sure that you don't skip a beat in getting everything back submitted for your clear to close. So we do have that processing support, intake support, and overall loan structure support, which I think is the most important one, is the upfront loan structure. Because if that file is properly structured at the onset, you're going to have minimal conditions. Everything's going to be pretty cut and dry, because you're going to have a nice, clear action plan to get to closing. Right? We don't like to disclose dead files, we don't just disclose to disclose, but we disclose or approve you to disclose is something that should be able to close, right? So that's real important to note how we do our business here, right? So the whole point here is, as soon as you finish your training, we want you producing files and hopefully getting your first closing within 30 days, right? Or maybe even less, because the time to close these files is really not going to depend internally on us. It's going to depend more on how diligent you are with procuring the necessary documents from your borrower, structuring your file up front so it's headache free, and then again, following up on the conditions and all the other things that you need to do, because the underwriting turnaround time on most of these investors is probably 24 to max 48 hours. So there's not a really long lag time there. So if you do your job up front, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to close a file in 21 to 30 days. So really looking forward to having you on board to take advantage of our great leads program, a great opportunity for you to refer deals, even if you're not licensed in those states. So that's a much greater footprint that you're going to have as an individual. You don't have to worry about, I have to get 35 licenses so I can conduct business in 35 states. You know, we do have a lot of workarounds for that. And I don't forget to mention, on our broker side, we also give you the option to use third-party processing. So we do have 2 companies that we are approved with and who we have approved to do business with us as third-party processors, but we do not make that a requirement on broker deals. So if you're competing against other shops out there and you feel that that processing fee on the broker side is going to make it or break it, you do have the option on the broker deals to process it on your own, obviously with the assistance of our Zoom room, and your manager, your team leader is going to assist you with conditions, but you do have that option so that you can save those $600, $700, $800, $900, whatever it may be, on the third-party processing. And hopefully that little extra competitive edge will help you land more deals. So we do give you options here, the mortgage calculator, with our over 5,000 loan products. So looking forward to having you on board.
Perfect. Thank you, Jose. So let's talk about the next steps, and then let's open it up to questions here. So I'm going to share my screen one more time here and go over the next steps here. So Nick, if you could drop the link there in the chat for me, so people can go directly to the link. It's themortgagecalculator.com/join is the link. So pretty simple when you want to go ahead and sign up. So when you're ready, you're going to sign up for the plan that's applicable to you as a loan officer or a junior loan officer. It's going to have you fill out a form, and then it's going to take you right to the compensation agreement to sign. Now, you don't have to sign it right then. It's going to email you a copy as well. So don't worry, take your time, review it. But once you do sign that initial agreement, that's going to kick off all of the next steps, where we're going to send you all the information and instructions for us to sponsor your license and get your ID documents and your full employee handbook signed and all that kind of stuff, right? So first step is to sign up for the applicable plan to you. And the next step after that is we will send you, once you sign that agreement, we will send you all of the next steps. Now, with that being said, Nick, we can go ahead and stop recording, and we will open it up to questions.